We have been contacted by the Federation from the 29th century. Their Temporal Integrity Commission is charged with protecting the timeline from factions who might want to change history. Considering our recent experiences, we feel the need to better understand the rules of time travel. However, it's important we don't know too much about the future, so we have decided to designate one representative to learn what we need to know. Given your record, you were the logical choice. You are to rendezvous with the USS Postok. Her captain will give you a more thorough briefing upon arrival.
Yeah, looks like we're not going to be going to Quark's. So we'll be picking up this episode as usual. We'll pick up the usual expertise in Delphimar, and we get the chronometric Polaron set individually, only in parts of it. And this is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-part set. It's a 4-part set, and only 3 of these parts are in this setting. And you get an Admiralty bundle and a plasma distribution manifold console. So let's get going.
Please report to the USS Postok.
We're back on the Postok, Captain Walker.
It's a pleasure to see you again. I'm glad you were selected as your time's representative. I can't imagine a better selection. Of course, I already knew you were going to be chosen, but that doesn't change my appreciation. Your recent experiences with time travel have begun a new phase of development, and a perilous one at that. Understanding the rules of time travel is of vital importance.
Now, if we since Scout has already been back in, back in time, he's because she started in the 21st century. She's a temporal agent, so she can answer as a temporal agent and all that all too well. So, but we're going to just for convenience, we'll be ask us to recap the Temporal Prime Directive.
Starfleet personnel are strictly forbidden from directly interfering with historical events and are required to maintain the timeline when possible. We're also restricted from revealing too much about the future. These principles have served Starfleet well. Now that the time travel genie is out of the bottle, it'll be hard to get it back in. The tech will spread through the galaxy, and species after species will learn the secrets of time.
I've seen that first time several times. Right. Today is going to be the signing of the Temporal Accords. So now that you've earned as an agent, I think it's important that you yourself work for the alliance that will lead to and important to future civilizations. Thank you. It's an honor.
Are you ready to visit the future?
Yes, we are. So let's go to the future.
Welcome to New Kittimer.
Welcome to the 28th century and 2769. Nice year. So, Captain Walker?
Here we are. Since you're from the past, I'll be your chaperone during the event, hopefully protecting you from any temporal incidents. Purely procedural, of course. You've already demonstrated your ability to remain silent about things you aren't supposed to know.
Now, okay, let's get this guy looks right. Jillian looks like he is the attendant, so let's check in with the front desk.
Welcome, gentle being, to the signing of the Temporal Accords. Your biosigns aren't listed on our register today. I'll need to... Wait. I know you. I wrote a paper about you in classical history class at the Academy. I must say, you look much younger than your holo images. Wait, what year did you come from?
2410?
Oh, that explains why you look so young. Well, you sure have an eventful future ahead of you. Forget I said that. I'm not supposed to say things like that. To be honest, I'm still getting used to the new temporal regulations. They can be a little confusing. Anyway, the TIC crews are scrubbing the hall for anything that might cause a paradox if visitors from the past, like yourself, encounter them. It will be just a few moments.
Very well.
Perhaps you would like to chat with some of our other guests here in the lobby. I believe they have all been cleared for trans-temporal interactions. I'm sure you'll have plenty to talk about.
Indeed, thank you. Now... Wait. Whoa, hello. Very, we had a chat with you back in episode 5. Yes, that's right. You're one of the first people we spoke to on when we reached 2409. That's right. Philip?
Greetings, friend. How may I help you?
Who are you?
Where do I start? I'm 157 years old. But that's only because I spent 90 years caught in a temporal distortion. Back then, I was serving as an ensign under Captain Bateson on the USS Bozeman. After that, integrating back into Starfleet was... difficult. So much had changed. Some of my shipmates joined temporal investigations. Their first-hand knowledge of past events was quite useful. Seemed like a way to make a difference. So that's where I ended up as well.
So, why here?
Same reason as you, I'll imagine. To witness the signing of the Temporal Accords. Usually, temporal agents watch holo recordings of the event. But the three of us were given special dispensation to come and view the Accords personally. Perks for graduating at the top of the class, I suppose.
That's all for now. Actually, he's got something else to say. And we've got some Commander Kale and Lieutenant Kwan. You may recognise these from the our Klingon storyline and our Roman storyline. I pointed them out in the first few episodes. So that's all we're going to be pointing out. But I was going to. But Philip is actually from before we got to before episode 5 from his point of view. But we couldn't actually get him to comment about that. So let's have a chat with this protester.
The Nakul are here to protest the signing of these unlawful, biased accords.
Why?
The Tholians ravaged our homeworld thanks to the Federation's ineptitude. In one dark moment, my people were scattered throughout the stars. All we were, our history, our way of life, was nearly lost. And when we needed the Federation the most, we were denied. Terrorists, they called us. Criminals, the dregs of the galaxy. These words, these deeds will never be forgotten or forgiven.
I'm not sure of the tragedy of the past has to do with today's events.
Today, the Federation and their lackeys come to tell the galaxy which timeline is best and what they'll do to keep it that way. But who are they to dictate such terms? To tell us that their history is more important than ours?
So you would change the past despite the risks. You could do your own existence.
My existence? My existence has been nothing but hardship and pain. The life of an exile. I'd gladly sacrifice it to restore my homeworld and prevent the mass exodus of my people. Don't tell me you wouldn't do the same, were our places reversed.
I'd resist the temptation. Too much could go wrong to risk it.
Attention all guests. The main hall is now open. Please make your way to your seats.
Okay, so here, going into the main hall. Oh. Open, please. Oh, pretty nice place. So, we've got quite a few people around here, so let's mingle with some people. Another Narkul representative.
The Narkul are not here to sign these accords. We have already been victims of time-traveling aliens. But somehow this incursion into the timeline has been overlooked. Perhaps because of its importance to the founding of the Galactic Union. We proposed an amendment to restore our home world in the timeline, but it was rejected. Therefore we are here, with all eyes of the galaxy upon us, to point out the hypocrisy and unlawfulness of these accords.
I suspect your protests will fall on deaf ears today. And we have a Lucari ambassador.
Greetings. Pardon me for saying so, but you look very familiar. Have we met before? Wait, I remember you from my history studies. You saved our home world. There's a statue in your honor in the capital city on Lucari Prime. Oh, wait. That's already happened for you, right? Oh, good. Woo. That'd be just my luck to cause a paradox here, today. Can you imagine?
Yes, that would be a little awkward, but statue. Seriously, statue. So, Orion.
I am reminded of a quote from ancient Earth. And when Alexander saw the breadth of his domain, he wept, for there were no more worlds to conquer.
An interesting perspective. I mean, yes, most of those comments are going to be treated. So let's talk to the Frankie Observer.
These accords are going to provide quite the opportunity for historical studies of economic matters. I hear the Grand Nagus is going to formally announce several new temporal rules of acquisition soon. I hope at least one of them covers going back in time to beat someone to a deal.
Hopefully, in a way that prevents such activities, and I'm sure for one of the Frankie rules, acquisition prevents time travel, or at least prevents. Really does limit it. Recommends you don't do it. So let's talk to the Federation ambassador, Klingon.
Your uniform, 25th century, correct? You're definitely a visitor from the past, and an honored one at that. Welcome to the 28th century. I hope you'll enjoy seeing what your work and sacrifice has wrought.
Yeah, thank you. Although, admittedly, I'm wearing a mid-23rd century outfit uniform. Thank you for the honour, though. So, let's have a chat with the cooperative.
The Borg have a checkered past when it comes to time travel, particularly where the Federation is concerned. Thankfully, we've had the chance to make amends. The cooperative is proud to be a part of today's proceedings.
As am I, it's quite an honour. And Kabali.
We Kabali are quite thankful to see the Accords go into effect. Many who disagree with our customs could be tempted to return to a point in time where those customs could be disrupted permanently.
Indeed. No one here is without an enemy that would see them erased from time. Yeah. So, you know, chat with a few people. Let's have a chat with the people on the other side. So, let's have a chat with the Cardassian observer.
I must say, I am privileged to witness this historic event. Truly, it is a singular honor. I'm humbled, as I'm sure you are as well.
Indeed, we've seen history in the making today. And is the observer?
The Xindi are no strangers to temporal affairs. The tragic conflict with Earth in the 22nd century and our manipulation by the Sphere Builders are matters of deep shame for us all. We support the Accords with the hope that they will prevent such tragedies from this day forth.
Hey, where we go? I think they've got that count wrong. Well, I'm not sure. But okay, we have the following ambassador.
The Vulcan Assembly has decided to support the Accords. We are concerned that a rogue individual or species could disrupt our development. The Accords do not go far enough. We want to end all time travel for any reason. We will continue to lobby for change aggressively. Should the Union fail to preserve the timeline, the Assembly will succeed by any means necessary. That is all.
Following diplomacy at its finest, and I believe that in about 300 years that will have been implemented. But let's have a chat with Mr. Breen.
Time travelers are cowards. The Breen conspiracy have us updated at present, rather than a memory of the past. A dream of the future.
I'm sure your support of the Accords is appreciated. And the fairy. I don't think we've actually met. I think we might have met one or two of them before, but here's another. Is it the fairy?
Well, the Accords promise to safeguard the time stream for us all. I can't help but ponder the opportunities for temporal abuse that will remain after they are signed. I fear great imbalance could occur, despite the very good intentions of all the signatories involved.
Enforce the Accords properly, and that won't be a problem. And yeah, the observer and a Roman observer. So
I am honored by the Founders and pleased to observe this most historic event. Although the Dominion was not greatly affected by the development of time travel, we have an interest in safeguarding the time stream.
Time travel, a weapon that even the Founders find interesting. And what the Romulans observe it.
Jolan True, you are from the past. From before the time the Romulans joined the Federation, I'll wager. How strange all of this must be for you. The entire galaxy unites in preserving the timeline. This is truly a momentous day for all.
It is. So, we've got to go and chat with the Master of Ceremonies, isn't?
Well, one of our very special guests. It is so nice to meet you. I am Wixit, your humble Master of Ceremonies for this historic event. Quite an honor, wouldn't you say? So exciting! This ceremony is about to begin, so you should find your seat. But I'd love to chat with you after the signing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And have you noticed she's got Telexian skin pattern? She's wearing a John earring.
Delegates and honored guests, your attention please. The signing ceremony is about to begin. Please take your seats.
Indeed. So let's get us all on this bench.
Representatives from dozens of species have gathered to witness this historic event. It looks like they are getting ready to begin the formal signing. Of course, this is largely ceremonial. The negotiation... Wait, there is some kind of
This oppression will not stand. The time stream shall be free. We will liberate the galaxy from the tyranny of the Temporal Accords. We shall wipe the stain of the Federation from history.
Quick, get the delegates to safety. The Krenim are taking the delegates hostage. The Krenim have grabbed the delegates and are holding them hostage in some nearby offices. This is damn peculiar. We're facing a major temporal flux here. The hostiles have neutralized embassy security, but it looks like they weren't expecting us to be here. It's up to us to rescue the delegates.
I know. And I'm glad we brought our phases and stuff. Right. And
watch out! More Krenim beaming in!
oof.
More Krenim! Neutralize them as quickly as possible. We need to save those delegates.
Can anybody hear us? The Krenim are holding us hostage in the embassy offices. Please, anyone, help!
Okay. That's not good. So let's see if we can break through one of these doors. Yeah, good thing that. Oh.
The Krenim are holding us hostage, requesting immediate assistance.
Indeed.
Hang on, we're on our way.
Cooperate, and you won't be harmed. Resist, and your safety cannot be guaranteed.
Seriously? That's nigh. Okay. Okay, let's get this balance correct, right.
I thought my life path was at an end. My thanks for proving me wrong.
You're welcome. When the bug going well. Now, God, we've got inside some. And oops, did somebody even? That's a better. Yeah, as a Klingon Federation ambassador, I bet you've been enjoying these negotiations.
It was a good day to die for the Krenim.
Well said, Master Kapla. That's one of ours. Okay. Seriously. We've got some more security coming in. Cleared out. Let's get you, Madam Ambassador.
You saved my world, and now you saved me. I'm beginning to like you.
The feeling is mutual, Master. Stay safe. That's more security. Yep.
I shall live to serve the Founders another day. My thanks to you, of course.
You're welcome.
This wasn't supposed to happen. History says the Accords were signed and there was no mention of an attack.
Yeah, we should return to our ships and see if we can do anything else outside.
Those look like Krenim ships.
They're taking in force and we've got to stop them. Acknowledged.
This conference will not continue. I won't abide it. All ships fire at will. Leave no survivors. Wait, I recognize that ship.
Yep, it's those.
Not this time. This time, you will not prevail. Taste the bitter dregs of failure.
Another Ukrainian whale ship.
The Nakul have used the Krenim attack as a cover to attack the temporal sensor array. All our forces are tied up fighting the Krenim. We can't afford to lose that array. It monitors the time stream for incursions. If it were damaged, people could travel into the past without being detected. Curious. The Krenim and Nakul vessels have started fighting each other in the confusion. Let's make the most of that, shall we?
Understood. Set intercept course. Okay. We've got the clone of the Demosh. Sort of one thing to remember with the like in a Krenim ship. I don't know where we got that information from. Okay, there's Demosh. Let's start the discussion. Because you see the little ship with no damage, but until Russian comes around.
We've got the Krenim on the run over here. Stay focused on the array.
These my shuttles is already going. Good job.
Cleared out most of the Krenim ships. Engaging Anoraks now. The more the merrier.
There's the Anoraks.
On your timeline. He was a Krenim researcher on the Anoraks timeship project, if memory serves.
Yeah, he helped us against the Iconians. And I'm sure we've got a episode that we could pop up in the corner for you. Yeah.
I thought as much. Something must have disturbed the timeline. I'm afraid you will need to return to your own time to investigate. I'll accompany you, but I can't interact with anybody from your time. I'll open a portal when you're ready. Are you ready now?
Yeah, let's engage.
You are cleared for docking.
Alright, here we are. Supervisor Trella.
Welcome back to Kiana. We hadn't expected to see you again so soon. To what do we owe the pleasure?
I have some questions about Noi.
Noi? Well, he's been working on some secret project of late. To be honest, he's been more than a little hostile. And that's saying something for Noi. I was about to check in with him, if you would like to accompany me.
You done, Supervisor. It looks like they've fixed in here. Oh yeah. Welcome. First you chat?
Oh, it's you. I thought I'd seen the last of you after you flew off to your great victory over the Iconians. Well, what do you want? I'm very busy.
What you working on?
Come now, you can read, can't you? Access my latest report to command if you want to know what I'm working on. Feel free to waste the time of the charming bureaucrat standing next to you, but I'll thank you to stop wasting mine. Now, if this interrogation is over, I've more important matters to attend to. Good day.
Charming as always, it's one of your better qualities. He's off. I think we might have pissed him off. But Trella?
Like I said, more than a little hostile. He's been like this for some time now, and no one's sure why.
We have reason to believe he may be plotting treason. Would it be possible to see what he was working on?
Treason? Noi? I mean, sure, he's been difficult to work with, but... Oh, I hope you're wrong. Noi has top-level access to everything we're working on here. I don't need to tell you how much damage that could do in the wrong hands. Let me call up his files.
Thank you, Supervisor.
He was working on the Anoraks. Wait a minute. It looks like he was accessing the launch protocols and docking clamp.
Ah, I see you found my farewell gift, Tralla. I'm so glad. As for you, I'm taking command of the Anoraks now. I can see that bothers you greatly. So will the numerous bombs I've left behind.
Okay, let's get rid of these bombs. And one on this console. Okay, let's get you up at Trella.
Noi stole the Anoraks? I can't believe it. How could he do such a thing? What drove him to betray us like this?
Yeah, there's a clue in his personal logs.
There's only one way to find out. Computer, bring up the research notes and personal logs of researcher Noi. Authorization Trala 23, Victor 6 Sigma.
Thank you, Supervisor. And well, it's the console. So, let's see what the research is about.
Please input your selection below.
Okay, CJY 43.
Personal log supplemental. We had some visitors from the Alliance today. Noi was rather rude to them, but I managed to smooth things over. This time. Still, he has good reason to be stressed. The war isn't going well, and there's a lot of pressure on him right now. He could be a bit more agreeable, however. Perhaps a peace offering. Those Terran snack cakes he's so fond of with the... what is the word? Nougat. I tried to tell him about the baby again last night, but he was so stressed out. I just couldn't add to his burden. Hopefully things will calm down a bit soon and I can tell him. On a positive note, my work is progressing quite well. I believe these logs should now be shielded from any kind of temporal incursion.
Please input your selection below.
NDZ 78.
Personal log supplemental. My review of the time capsule files is complete. What I have learned has shocked me to the very core of my being. I had a wife, and she was pregnant. My wife and unborn child were murdered by the Federation and their allies. They devastated my people, murdered my family, and erased an entire species from time and space. I cannot let this stand. This I vow. I shall not rest until I have restored my family or avenged their deaths. Time itself shall be the instrument of my vengeance.
Oh dear.
Please input your selection below.
NDZ 187.
Personal log supplemental. At last, I have found them, the Tutarians, or rather, what they have become. Some of them managed to escape the treachery of the Federation, finding sanctuary in a trans-dimensional void. They are powerful, so powerful that some primitive species worship them like gods, and yet they are trapped in their realm, no longer able to exist within prime space. But I can help them. I can release them from Duran's vial. With these builders at my side, I shall have my vengeance for Clouda.
It's root. Let's download them and send them to Bastak.
Download complete.
Log off.
What the? We're under attack!
Noi has returned. He's made a number of potent modifications to his ship. We could use some help up here with him and his allies.
Yeah, beam me up.
I have been waiting for this for a long time. At last, I take the first fateful steps upon my path of vengeance.
But I just saw you. Where did you get your allies? What have you done with the Anorex?
As always, your thinking is so limited. For you, it has been moments, but for me, it has been years. Years of planning, building, all to return to this moment in time, to end you.
This was after happened now.
Oh, but it does, believe me. You took them. My wife, my unborn child. Time was your weapon then, and it is mine now. With it, I will eradicate your wretched alliance, just as you wiped the Tutarians from history. But first things first. It's time for you to die.
You're pretending this night. Stand down.
This is Walker. We've got our hands full with Noi over here, but we'll keep him busy while you defend the station. We could use a hand once it's secure, though. Anorax packs quite a punch.
A nice pass tag. And there's a couple of frigates.
Noi has learned some new tricks. This definitely isn't the same Anorax we left a few minutes ago.
Right. We pulled into time stream and we can't. With the Anorax, we cannot escape. Target the engine detection and disable that main drive. Locked our heading. If we change the heading, it could be dangerous. So we can't move.
I thought we'd lost you. What happened to Noi?
He disrupted our work field and made his escape in the chaos.
Damn. A rogue agent out there with a ship like the Anorax is a real big problem. One step at a time. Let's get you back to the 25th century once you're ready for the trip.
Right. Okay, yeah. And it looks like Noi's got good full this ship with spear builder tech. So let's. But anyway, let's head back to the 25th century.
So, Noi turned against us, huh? This is troublesome. With his theft of the Anorax, he poses a great threat to the galaxy. Sadly, I don't think we've seen the last of him. The surprise actions of the Nakul are also a concern. What could they be up to, I wonder? Regardless, I think you'll agree. The battlefield just got a lot bigger.
Indeed, so we've got the usual experience and expertise. And we're now getting the chronometric Polaron set. Now you get to have the choice between the quote forward weapon, which is either cannon or the beam away, or you get the tactical capacitor, which is something you would only really use if you were really going to be using a Polaron build and science with it, because you have got and And then you can pick up the chronometric pull-on turret, or the omnidirectional chronometric pull-on beam array, which is the one of 2 pull-on weapon sets in the that have a 360 beam array. And I'm going to pick up the beam array for because I can. And if you want, you can pick up a Amity bundle if you so wish. So you can play this 5 times if you so wish, and I recommend you do. So this has been Mike Writer. See you guys next time.